What's up, guys? Vince Ryder, and welcome back to the VinzTalk, where we're really going to be talking about a whole bunch of stuff, a bunch of news, bunch of games, and also just like animation news. You know what? Why not? But before I begin, I just did a stream, and man, was it a disaster! Like I know that it wasn't going to be perfect in any way, but man, it just didn't like didn't go well at all. And I was like, man, if only it did. If only it did. Because and thankfully there was like no one watching really. I for whatever reason, whenever it's like, 8, 7, or just or maybe just any time in general. When it comes to me, I have the worst luck of having people show up when I stream. There are some people out there that complain like, oh man, only like 5 or 6 people and they have like 30K subscribers or something, which I can understand. But man, what about me? Like I have like 13K. Not one single person wanted to come. And that's like 13,000 people that are subbed to this channel. But you know what? That's just me. Maybe if I had like 30K, there would at least be 5 people showing up. But it was a weird time for me streaming, and it didn't go so well. So it is what it is. I pretty much like decide, yeah, might as well just, drop in the towel and just be like, yeah, I guess this isn't how it goes. But other than that, might as well record something while, because I was supposed to do a full on stream for 2 hours or something. And I just cut it. And instead, I just showcase a bunch of games that I'm working on, like some proof. And for those that don't know, when it comes down, I wanted to do more game reviews, stuff that I've been playing. I've been on this high roll of just like finishing a bunch of games, and I've been wanting to review them. And I needed like, evidence, like, is there proof for it? So yeah, there is proof. Go to the stream, blah, blah, blah. I did a video of this. I did a showcase of this. And that's where you can check it out. So that's kind of like what I've been doing so far, as to, just showing proof of like what games I've been playing, what I've been working on. And, it's there in the back burner of just like people want to see. But other than that, yeah, it shows that I don't really show a lot of effort in terms of this channel, and I probably should. The thing is, you know what's crazy? Can I just say this? I'm not naming names here. I'm not going to call anyone out. There was this one comment on my other channel, my second channel. Yes, the one that actually has like what? Only 140 something subscribers, something like that. Below 200. And if anything, I don't really call that as followers in a sense. Some people might call it. Personally, for me, I don't necessarily count as that, as like massive followers or anything like that. And that's not me to be mean. The thing is that I always have this like, there's something that grinds my gears, like somebody like commenting in that channel, like, bro, how come you're not like, like like it's not it's I almost about to say like, how come you're not reviewing this or this, or you commentating on these battles? Because for those that don't know, my second channel is involving like dance battles, and I just react to them. And I built a name for myself, knowing that, oh, I have people that actually know me, that I've been watching for the longest time. And also, I have people that watch me that actually have high expectations for whatever freaking reason in my second channel. And the thing is, what was this comment that I got? It said like, I do these like predictions and there's nothing on footage. Why should there be? It's like videos of that channel at best only get like 3 or 4 whenever it's like after uploaded or something. It's only like a few, like 100 or some like 104, but it's small. And here's the thing, I already have this other channel, this channel that you're watching this video right now, that are listening, of course, because it's all audio based, and I make a lot of content audio based, Vince Talks, and especially my predictions on that other channel. And even the webtoons are kind of designed in a way where my let's reads, like I describe what's going on, or at least I try to. Sometimes I don't, and that's my fault. But it's kind of like almost designed like, hey, you checking things in the background, maybe checking your tweets, who's ever messaging you. Maybe you go browse on, shopping online while you listen to me read webtoons, stuff like that. That's pretty much what it's built on. And when I made my prediction video of just like this upcoming event of that channel, and this video did not get any views as usual, there's this one comment saying that, bro, where's the footage? Like, bro. And I'm like, are you like it? Maybe there's another way that he said it, but I remember seeing that and I got so heated. I'm like, and I was trying to think like, okay, how do I respond to this? Because what do you expect? This is a freaking channel where what? It's not my freaking job to ever give you footage for whatever reason. And I'm like, I'm showing the bracket, and you're saying I should have footage in this like bracket. I'm showing you the damn bracket. What the heck is kind of like stupid comment is that? And I try my best not to get the anger, get to me. I'm just like seriously, like the thing is that I never got a comment in there like, oh man, you should make more videos, you should do this, we want to see more of you. No, I never got any praise, anything like, oh, nice commentary. No, absolutely not. I got zero at that other channel because it's small. At least in this channel where I'm at right now, at least I got love. At least I got people, like asking for more, and I give them more because they ask nicely and they love my videos. And also, even with some hate, at least there's some criticism. But man, this comment, I don't know what it is that's getting to me. It's almost like, because the person that is commenting is like the one that I watch his videos, and he's like seeing my stuff as if I need to do better. I'm just like, are you serious? This is a freaking, this I don't need to be here. I don't need to make any videos in the second channel about breakdancing. And then I just do it because I don't know, it's not no one's business. I just do it just to have fun. And that's why when when you hear me do videos at all, if you see my second channel, it's a lot of making fun. It's a lot of like having fun. It's a lot of like, just horsing around and just going skirting around like, just like, oh snap, look at Keem start dancing, stuff like that. It's just me just joking and just having fun, just trying to find some return or just some value when you make videos like that. Because if I was like, and he does a headspin and blah blah blah, and oh well, let's talk about this upcoming dancer bracket. No one cares, man. I just like to make fun, and sometimes I do go into that, or it's just a rant of my second channel that you guys probably never seen, and I don't blame you because most of the people, at least in this channel, by the way, webtoons. That's it. Y'all here for the webtoons. Y'all here for boyfriends. Y'all here for like And speaking of boyfriends, I got this other comment, this hate comment or something, that this person regret like watching all the boyfriend videos that I put out, and he's just like absolutely angry about boyfriends. Man, where's the comment? I don't want to give it attention or anything, but it was just so hilarious. So yeah, there's just like people that just don't think twice when they comment, and it's just like the internet making them invincible. But it's just like one of those things when it comes down to because what gets to me about the second channel is that I barely get comments, and I barely ever, and I mean ever, get any like, recognition or something, just something small like nice video. And that's it. Just, that's it. Or maybe like, oh, put more or just something like that. No, I get nothing. Instead, I get like some random person that does more or whatever, and whatever, that doesn't even have like, a main channel, doesn't know what I do or what I go through, and just saying like, no footage, bro, what the heck? And I'm just like, why? What? You want me to please you? What else? You want me to clean your freaking house? Like, I don't know. It's just like, for whatever reason, I was just mad about it. But maybe I might hear someone's opinion. Some of you might be like, Vince, that's no big deal. And I don't, maybe, yeah, it's true. It's not a big deal. And maybe I'm taking it too seriously. Maybe there's some good meant to it. But at the same time, I do not know this person. You do not know me. Okay? You do not know me. You did not, like, what do you come here for? Okay? Bossing me around. Listen, I don't even need to make anything in this damn channel. I don't need to make anything. And I just decided to block the comments. And I could have just blocked the comments when I was like, putting that video out. But I was hoping for like, okay, well, actually, I think he's going to win. This is going to win. No, it's just a person like, oh, where's the footage? I'm like, what footage? What do you want? Or something like that. And just saying, bruh, like as if you want to criticize me for what? Do you understand that I have like almost 0 followers in that channel compared to anywhere else? I don't need to be there. Instead, I can just be here in this main channel and just do what I do. And I get love for it, even in the littlest moments. And I get $0 at all from YouTube. 0. And people always wonder, like, why, when it comes down to that channel, there's always this discussion about dance reaction videos that we're just not known. We're just, like, not getting, like, the treatment or anything like that. And, yeah, I don't know. It's just a side rant. I always try to find the value of a lot of things, I guess, and this is just one of them where I just get this out of my chest and it's therapy. Anyways, 10-minute mark. Let's move on to the news. Let's talk about this whole thing going on. And I don't know what's going on in New York. It's crazy. I feel like almost every day, like there's something just going on. There's like this whole thing surrounding like listen, when it comes down to the whole Israel freaking Palestine thing, I tried my best to avoid to talk about it. I just don't know, nor I care, nor it's none of my business, nor it's like, listen, here's the thing. Can I just say this? A lot of times I always love and appreciate or something. And this is a sense of freaking respect of like Middle Eastern countries. And maybe Israel's Middle East. I could be wrong. Listen, I don't freaking know. Am I Jewish? Absolutely. I'm the farthest from it. Okay. Filipino, Italian. That's it. That's all I have. Okay. Is there Jew in me? I don't think so. I haven't done a DNA test, and I probably should because I still have my packet there to do a DNA test to see if I got some Jew in me. But I guarantee you, there ain't no Jew in here. Ain't no Jew in here. Okay, that's for sure. Maybe there's a little bit in the Italian side, but I guarantee you, like when it comes to, I just don't understand it because I never understand like the whole like me. If anything, I start understanding Arabs a bit more than Jewish people, but that's just like aside the thing that I'm just whatever saying. And basically what I'm saying is that I have zero like knowledge when it comes down to whole Palestine and freaking and I probably should because I'm Christian. They said things like something about like, oh, love Palestine or disrespect Palestine. So there's like both sides or something that I don't freaking know. And it just gets more complicated, gets bad. I heard like, Iran is invading Palestine or something like that. I could be wrong. Could it be invading Israel? I don't know. And a lot of times I try not to think about it because, it's just not something of my knowledge that I ever should have because it's very dangerous and complicated for a random person like me that no one cares about. All of a sudden, I just don't want this to happen. All of a sudden, there's someone that really wants to kill me because, you said something about Palestine and you're praising Israel. Dude, how is that praising Israel? How's that freaking praising anything? I don't praise no country. Every country has like good and bad people, blah 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 blah. Okay, I live in US and I crap on it so many times. At the same time, there's values of just like this country, so I am the worst person for it. Okay, and as someone that loves geography, I love all countries. Okay, even China. Sometimes, China is one of the countries where I criticize the most, and there is some aspects of China where I love so much. And that's just being human, okay? Just loving a country for the sake of loving it. What's wrong with that? So when it comes down, when the situation and hold on, let me just think this thing. Gotcha. Okay, just like bugs everywhere, mosquitoes. it's that time, because it's getting hot. But I don't know what's really going on out there. And when I heard the situation again, some like president canceled because he said something like what's it called? I almost said anti-Palestine. That's what it feels like. But said again, I don't freaking know. See, that's the thing. If I would ever actually have done like an essay course on like Israel, Palestine, that situation, I would get an F because it's like asceticism is something. I forgot how to say it. It's something what the freaking mayor said. He's like, a Christian like mayor or something saying this about God, and it's like almost like unbrought for, but there's some truth to that and stuff like that. And it's like, man, and then there's a protest happen for the Palestine people that just rated this, and I'm like, oh man. And also there's like other stuff in New York. Like I discovered this thing called the what is it called? It's called a barnacle that they put on instead of like slashing tires. If you park somewhere that you're not supposed to park, you are given a barnacle on your windows. And I'm just like, man, that would be pain. And it has to be like you have to pay $400 to get it off, and people find different ways to get it out, and stuff like that. So it's kind of like what 400 and stuff like out of all things. The thing is that them putting something on your tires is the one that actually would get you stuck and you can't go anywhere. But this one, all of a sudden, like, this suction cup or barnacle, a New York barnacle or whatever, that is just like for your car, so you won't go anywhere. I don't know. And pretty much like just other stuff recently. Like the Wind Puncher hasn't been found out yet, but yeah. And yeah, I guess that's it for that one. Just like I always like looking at stuff. I feel like New York is one of those places where it's like viral and just like always gets called out of just like, and it was never like that when I went there, but at the same time that was like decades ago. So hearing all this stuff now is almost like not a surprise, but like the safety of anything else. Like I think I remember hearing this person that's used to live in New York and was like talking about like, oh man, there was just like crazy, crazy people that are half naked, and I'm just trying to just walk with my kids, and then these random crazy people are just like here like almost every week or every month, and it's just like, is this what you deal with or something? And I feel like it's no different than San Francisco, but New York is something else. I feel like there's an energy and there's like a physicality that they have where it's like almost untamed, and you kind of have to be a powerful person to live in New York or whatever. At least that's what it feels like. At the same time, it's beautiful. It's it's everything that a lot of people inspire. Like it has a lot of inspirations for sure. But hearing all this crazy stuff surrounding New York, I'm like, what is happening anymore? Moving on, I really want to talk about the whole Kai Cenat thing, and this girl that he like had with him, but I feel like it's not appropriate to ever talk about, which is kind of surprised, right? I think I talk about a lot of crazy things. At least that's what it feels like. The only difference is that I don't cuss, and I pretty much am a bit more PG when it comes to talking about anything here. Let's just say that you need to, whenever you're with someone, you kind of have to make sure they're the right person right in the head, because this is someone that Kai Cenat interacted with that is just like, how they use the term Jezebel for evil women. Like this is beyond that. It's almost insane. The greed is like outside of like this planet. Like it's like this lady just did like the amount of anger she's putting out just for money, and it's like, is she possessed? As a possessed person, I would say that she might be possessed. Ironic, but I don't know. That's just like a whole other situation. But it really, when I was hearing her talk, I was like, yeah, this is why I don't like the ghetto. This is just exactly why that I always value and save up money just to actually take a break from the US as much as I freaking want, because I do not want to hear any of this. I don't know what she's talking about. I don't know what Kai, like even for Kai seeing him mad, it's like just negative energy all around. And this is just my perspective of it. And if you know, you know. If you're a fan of Kai, you know. I'm not a fan of Kai much, but I always hear some crazy stuff from him through the people that I follow, like Omni. So, yeah. I'm just hoping that he can, Kai can take care of this, because that is an evil woman. Gosh, it's like these, like all for the money, I guess, and I guess that's just nowadays or something. And it's like, how does like this gotta go about in court? Because it's gotta be brought up in court. It's like, gosh, I don't know. Moving on, and it feels like something that I wanted to talk about with Stefan, as because I feel like for me and him, this could be something, because I think he follows Kai. I could be wrong, but moving on, for gaming news, we got gaming stuff, and we're gonna end it off here with actually, you know what? I'll just start it off with the Nintendo Direct. I don't know why I said end it off, but I gotta start it off. Start it off. The Nintendo Direct just happened. A lot of amazing games. Some people are like critical about this whole Nintendo Direct thing. Personally, for me, I enjoyed it for what it is, but at the same time, it wasn't the best. And people are disappointed because Silk Song wasn't announced here. Yeah, spoilers. I'm like, why people are this all arms about freaking Silk Song? People really, really want this game. The amount of freaking Metroidvanias and 2D platformers, and listen, I know I keep seeing all of them. When you have a cheap PC like mine, 100% of the time, yes, 2D and 3D platformers is the way to go, or at least 3D platformers involving that, like, it's not the high, that doesn't have the same quality like as like the Rift Apart or freaking like Suicide Squad. Just ones that can fit on my PC very well and won't freaking break it, even though I have a cooling pad to actually prevent that. But a lot of games that works well on my PC, 100% of the time, it's always going to be 2D platformers or Metroidvanias. And it's like there's so many of them, and people are just all over the place about freaking Silksong. Oh, Silksong gonna come. And listen, I knew it wasn't gonna come. Of course, it wasn't gonna come. This is a freaking indie world. Is Silksong count as indie? I don't know. I mean, it is weird because they announced SteamWorld Heist 2, and I was like, oh wow, I know that game. That's oh wow. Oh, SteamWorld is still going. Okay. I mean, they've been going, especially build that they had recently, but Heist 2, I'm like, wow. I mean, what was the last time I heard about SteamWorld Heist? That was like almost years ago, almost a decade. But yeah, there's some cool games here. There's like Yars Rising, another like freaking Metroidvania. Okay, freaking Hollow Knight is not the only freaking one, but Little Kitty, Big City. Not a fan of cats, but man, this is kind of like if we don't have Stray, at least we have Little Kitty, Big City. You know, Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. That looks nice. There seems all of out of nowhere another Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. I'm like, oh, that wow. Because here's the thing, I'm right now I'm playing the PS2 Ninja Turtles, and also I've been returning on the shows. I've been rewatching it. I had my turtle face, and I like that. You know, I always love new. You know, I always never had a bad time with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and for this one, you know, they're just cooking still. I like to see that, and especially just still cooking in my heart because you know I still enjoyed the series. Europa is a finally coming to Switch. That is insane. Here's the thing. People are like waiting here and there. They probably finished freaking Tears of the Kingdom like I don't know 50 times just because that's a freaking big game. Like for crying out loud, people. But yeah, the Europa, this could be another like piece for people that are hungry for more Tears of the Kingdom or something like that. And this could almost add to that because it sort of give off that vibe. It's very like Journey-esque and just ambient to its like, you know, beauty and just like, you know, it's storytelling, just very emotional. And I'm like because I played the demo of Europa, I enjoyed it so much. And the fact that it's coming to Switch, man, that is well deserved. That the fact that this game is gonna do amazing. It's gonna do numbers in Switch. I just know it is. So I'm very happy for Europa. Everyone was excited when they saw that. I was like, oh wait, Europa. I was like, yes. And also Anton Blast is there, you know, another well deserved game that I keep hearing. And yeah, I think like there's just a good amount of stuff on Switch that is coming. You know, Cat Quest 3 out of nowhere just comes. You know, Animal Well, that's another indie game that is also coming. I keep hearing a lot of things about Sticky Business. I don't know if I played the demo. I kind of was playing the demo just to actually give a break on my PC. This was before the cooling pad. But it's okay. I can see why. Stitch, not my thing. I don't know what is up with these. There's these cozy games where I'm just like, oh, okay, just okay. I thought there was another Kung Fu Panda game, but apparently it's just Kung Fu Panda with Minecraft. I'm like, just for crying out loud, I want the Kung Fu Panda games. I miss those good old days. And also a Telepaper Refolded. I'm looking into like, oh man, this looks nice. I want to check that out. Biz, that's what it's called. Biz. It's a one of those platforms, something like that. At least that's what it looks like. But it looks cool. There's some cool stuff. Okay, a lot of amazing stuff. I don't see why people are like, oh man, this it's a freaking indie world. You're not gonna see a freaking new Mario or like Metroid Prime 4 that people are just like all over the world about. Yeah, I'll be like all around, like just all over about. Okay, people are just like just mouth watering for like a new Mario or a new Kirby game, Zelda game, blah 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 game, and I understand it. Listen, I would like another one too, but at the same time, isn't Nintendo busy trying to actually create for, or what is it? They're busy on making on Switch 2, even though there's been like talk about like, yeah, that's not coming. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm just freaking optimistic here. I'm usually pessimistic. Switch 2 coming. No, it's coming until like what? After GTA 6? That's nuts. Just come out. For crying out loud. I'm telling you, you're breaking. and they're just too busy trying to get rid of emulators. And speaking of emulators, we gotta talk about this one that happens. Listen, there was an emulator that was removed in the Apple Store because it was running and stuff like that. You know, GBA emulator. Who needs that when you have Delta? You know, emulators, since it came to the Apple Store, a lot of major, you know, people are talking about it. Emulation is becoming bigger and bigger. And I'm like, finally, it's well deserved, because all these people that are just like, you know, usually like company, you know, just like in the industry and stuff like that. It always kind of just, there's a bit of worry when you talk about emulation. But for this one, it's like, yo, immediately have to talk about it. When it came to the Apple Store, a lot of people were talking about it. And now a new emulator that is like on the rise I almost said eShop. yeah, good luck with that. In the Apple Store is Delta, you know, one that actually serviced like DS games, freaking GBA games, Saturn games, you know, stuff like that. And it's just like, yes, this is amazing. This is good. Just this emulator alone can do wonders. Now, I'm just waiting for a PS3 emulator because, man, oh man, if they add RetroArch to your phone, it's gonna be over. I don't know how Nintendo's gonna do with that or something, or any other big corporations, but come on, please. I really want PS3 emulator in a phone, because my phone that I have, listen, my phone, it's sad that to know that my phone plays better games than my freaking, you know, PC, and my PC's like, you know, has a lot of games. But when you put that baby on this freaking mobile phone, it runs like an actual gaming system, and it runs very well. And it's kind of sad that that's just not the case. Because I don't know, like, I can't put, like, you know, freaking Elden Ring in my phone because it's not on mobile. Other than that, let's just move on. We got Keanu Reeves, John Wick, the man, the peaceful, the introvert. Yeah, fun fact, he's an introvert. And also, he is going to be on the new Sonic movie, or Shadow. The Shadow Sonic Hedgehog 3, 4, I don't freaking know, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8. He's gonna be Shadow, and it's like, that's just perfect. We just need him on a video game. Come on, Shadow the Hedgehog remake, where it at, Sega? You've been bringing back like freaking Jet Set Radio back. You've been bringing Altered Beast back. I heard you bringing out freaking Crazy Taxi back. We gotta see that Hedgehog. We gotta see the Black Hedgehog. Okay, yeah, we can bring like Sonic or everything. You can make all the Sonics in the world, but we gotta see freaking Shadow. Listen, I haven't played Shadow the Hedgehog. I heard it's good. And a remake, ooh boy, they would do wonders. They would do wonders. Instead, you would just have like fan game makers just make it for you. Sure, like they did for 06. We still remember that, Sega. We still remember that. Moving on. But yeah, Keanu Reeves playing a Shadow. Mwah. Beautiful. Next up, Chicka Conroy's back, apparently, which I'm like a name that that I haven't heard in forever. I'm like, Chicka Conroy. Wow, that's interesting. What's that? That sounds familiar. And yes, it does, because he's back. Yeah. And pretty much this like, I guess there's this whole controversy of him like really into feet, and he's just like all about it. And especially with it between his girlfriend, and you try to have an explanation for that. I'm not sure what they meant by Chicka Conroy's back. Is he like back being like, you know, not guilty, or just being guilty of just being, you know, degenerate? Because aren't we all degenerates, huh? A lot of times, Chicka Conroy took it into a way where he got canceled. So is he uncanceled for some reason? I don't know. That's, yeah, I don't know. Let's think about that. But other than that, we got to talk about something that isn't, well, actually somewhat canceled. Okay, I don't know. I understand this. Stardew Valley is apparently transphobic. So, Stardew Valley, yeah, if you know the game, you know. A lot of people that talk about this game just don't like it because they don't like farming games. Well, you don't have good taste. Or maybe you just, you know, just have like that stereotype about it. Maybe you played Palia and was like, yeah, this is not it. Or maybe you just don't like farming games in general. And I don't blame you. Farming games, a lot of times, is tiring for me personally. A lot of times when I play farming games, it just always hits. I just always knows the best titles when it comes to farming game. I play Fae Farm. I play the freaking, you know, the Palia is not bad, but it's also not perfect. But also, I played this, like, what was the other one that I had? Like, I have it on my catalog. Hold on, let me check. Let me check. It's in my catalog of a bunch of other games, and I'm trying to freaking find it. It's the, like, it's Roots of Pacha. That was a good one. Okay, that was the more recent farming game that I played, and I haven't played any much of them yet because I'm my 3D platformer ish. But pretty much, yeah, the Stardew Valley just got called out because they, people wanted to actually have like a non-binary option of it, which is kind of surprising. I'm like, huh, they haven't reached that point yet, huh? But also, there's a good reason why, because they would get, canceled, and then the pronouns guy would come after them, or just a bunch of other miscellaneous stuff. But also, yeah, they're called as transphobic because they don't have a non-binary option, which in my head is like, there's like, okay, so what? But the thing is that I haven't really touched Stardew Valley in years, so I don't really know what option they have. I don't know if they have you play as a he, she, or something like that. And this is like an old game. This is like, somewhere like in 2014, 15. I forget when it was released. But yeah, Stardew Valley itself is like saying that it's transphobic, and this person like just I forget what's her name. Maybe it's best not to tell her name. I just heard this all from Ruin Leon. If you know, you know, a person that I know, true tipster, because just like that, this person is based, so much reliable source right there. And Ruin Leon talk about this, like saying that the people that like what is it? They always like do this thing where they hint. And here's the thing, I'm bi, I'm part of the community, okay, so I can actually speak on this in a sense of my perspective as someone that is queer and also that is not sensitive, unlike some people, okay, that I'm not gonna say. Okay, so when I heard this, I'm like, okay, it's transphobic, so let me be the judge of that. As a person that is part of a community filled with trans, in a circle that is filled with it, let me be the judge of that. And of course, it would nice to hear a trans person just to give their opinions about it. But for me, the way I see it, it's like, no, they just don't want to deal with the drama. It's like this whole thing about like saying that, oh, if you silence yourself from trans, that means you're transphobic. That doesn't make sense. Like me not talking about like, what is it? Like, for example, just an example, if I eat a burger and I like there's like no onions in the burger, does that mean I'm like onion phobic? Does that mean I hate onions? No, there's no freaking onions, and I'm freaking hungry, and I spent inflation money on this damn burger. Let me eat my damn burger. So just like that, that's just an example. It's the same thing with the Israel thing. Like, I don't talk about it because that's not in my peripheral vision, and people call me, like, I kid you not, this was on Discord. People call me like, oh, you're freaking anti-Semitism or something, whatever that word is. And it's like, for what? It was like, for not talking about Palestine and Israel thing. Well, guess what? I'm talking about it now because of you, but also, I don't freaking know. I'm not Arab. I'm not Jewish. I do not know that vision at all. And people tend to bring my religion into it. It's like, okay, that's another thing you shouldn't cross, okay? You do not want to start with me. You do not want to start with me. Like, imagine if they start with that, bringing my religion. And also, another thing, what if they bring my people? What if they just bring up, like, oh, you Filipinos don't... whoa, what'd you say? 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 Oh, go ahead. Bring my people. Bring my people in here, okay? This is how you start wars, for crying out loud. Because if people don't want to talk about it, if Selena Gomez, for whatever reason, people want Selena Gomez talking about the Israel thing, she doesn't need to talk about it. It's that simple. People have the decision not to talk about it. We don't need to freaking talk about everything. I don't need to talk about, like, whoever passed away or something like that, because I didn't know. I didn't know. I don't even know who that person is, okay? Unless it's like, someone major like Snoop Dogg or Tony Hawk, I'll be like, oh, damn, that's rough. But if, it isn't, and it's someone smaller, like your family member, like, oh who? What? I'm sorry that your father passed away, but I don't know them. And they come to at my face like, how dare you? You have some vengeance against my dad. I was like, who are you again? It's like so random. It's like common sense just doesn't exist anymore with these people online. Gosh, like how hard is it to really understand? We are losing touch, people. I am sounding like the cornering. Anyways, moving on, because apparently started transphobe because they're not talking about trans in their games, and it is to be honest, yeah, it is strange. I'm like, Stardew Valley would be one of those games that a lot of people in, within the LGBT plus community would love, for sure. Guarantee, fall in love with any other, no matter what your gender is. male or female. But no trans in it. Kind of strange, but also it's not a freaking big deal. It's not a big deal. It's what are you gonna do? You gotta go to KFC and saying KFC doesn't have a freaking pride flag, and you're gonna be saying like, oh, KFC's homophobic. They're against gays because they don't have a gay flag. Okay, since when did restaurants supposed to have a gay flag for anything else? I don't know when was that. It's their decision to put it. If you don't see it, then okay, whatever. Just whatever. You don't criticize anyone else like me not having an American flag on my house and just saying like, oh, how dare you, probably anti-American. You don't know that. A lot of times I have a criticism of America, that's for sure, but that's just nonsense. Boo. That's nonsense, boo. Anyways, moving on. Speaking of I was supposed to add this in when it comes down to cozy gaming oh wait, no. Speaking of farm games, let's talk about Chilltown. This has been something in the news that I wanted to start because this is supposed to be a segue and I just almost messed it up. But speaking of cozy games, let's talk about Chilltown. So there's a YouTuber named Miss Bubbles, and she makes content surrounding cozy gaming, like Peyton, and also this other woman that is from the UK, but I have a hard time saying her name. Okay, I have a hard time saying her name. So I'm sorry, but she made a video about this game that she doesn't like. And also it's not good, but she thought she would like it. And you know what? That happens to me all the time. There's some shovelware. A lot of times for me, it's hard to find a bad game that I play. I mean, right now I'm playing a bad game and I don't want to say what the game is, but it's a game that literally most of you don't know. Let's just say it's a freaking Jet Set Radio clone. And it's just also freaking just very bad to run. Thank goodness I didn't freaking stream it at all. But I don't really make videos of those kinds of games. When it's bad, and I don't really talk about it. I mean, the last game that I talked about that was bad was that Ladybug Miraculous game, and that game was terrible. And I'm always trying to think to myself, why are people all around paying that much money to freaking, play this game? Or ever, really recommending to ever check this out. Because just the footage alone just looks bad. And it's just like, whoa. But then again, I played it, bought it, and I was like, yep, why did I do this? And thank goodness, I almost didn't add it to worst games of last year, but man, that really hits it for the list. That is just skyrocketed of just the worst games ever. And there's some worst games on the Switch, but this one has to be the worst. Ladybug Miraculous, and a freaking major company, SAG, whatever, who made Miraculous Ladybug, that is successful. You would think they would have hire people that know this stuff in terms of games, but it's just this terrible trash that they made. How is that possible? It's come on, did Mario not teach you anything? Anyways, moving on. Yeah, Chilltown is a game that pretty much Miss Bubbles reviewed, and the creators of Chilltown blocked her for some reason, and then, yeah, there's this whole spiral and conversation surrounding it. I'm looking forward to a video that is going into more detail of this. Maybe Miss Bubbles might make a video about it. But yeah, just, blocking someone because they don't like your game, there's some criticism. And the thing is that she didn't say anything mean about it or anything. But it's also the same thing when it comes down to that whole situation with Marcus. Or Marquise. Wait, Marcus? Yeah. Marquis, yeah, MHTV, that is the most known for the top review tech YouTubers out there, and he reviewed a phone, and nowadays, they ain't cheap. That's for sure. A lot of stuff he reviews is cheap. I'm sorry. I mean, a lot of stuff that he reviews is not cheap and expensive, and in this inflation, it's damn, he's actually making, especially how much he's making to his channel. And I get it. He's successful. That's why he has the money to get these items, or probably in some ways is, reached out to actually do these reviews. But it's the whole thing with, Marcus and Keith Lee and these major. But here's the difference is that Miss Bubbles is not a big YouTuber. It's not a big channel. She's probably around my provision of just somewhere around within the 10,000 subscribers, and that's not a lot in terms of YouTube standards. But just reviewing it, there's no reason to actually Chilltown itself. I don't think it's gaining a lot of damage compared to these other companies or restaurants, or just stuff that is major out there. If PewDiePie reviewed Chilltown, oh, Chilltown is done for. 100%. Chilltown is done for. It's probably already done for with just the attitude of how they're taking this. But man, like, you shouldn't take that way when it comes to anyone reviewing your stuff, because it's either good or bad, and it's their opinions, and it hurts. Yes, I understand, but at the same time, for no matter what it is that you've been working on for all these years, it shouldn't ever really affect you. In a sense, you should take that advice and that criticism and use it to fuel better quality in your games. But instead of blocking them, it's like not really showing a good look. It's not professional in my sense of just like when it comes down to any game developers. And I'm not a game developer, but I don't feel like that's like the right approach when it comes down to anyone approaching these games and just saying like, yeah, this and that. And pretty much I'm not sure what's the outcome for this. But yeah, that's just something I want to share about, something that is like a lot of people are not talking about, but I'm talking about, because when it comes to cozy games, I love them. I play them. And you know what? Might as well talk about them. Anyways, apparently Hades 2 is so freaking hot, but it's like questionable. And this is kind of like related to the whole Stellar Blade conversation. I'm like there was this video. Oh no, Alex made a video about this, and you definitely should check it out. But man, just like, is it attractive or not? Like, I'm just looking at there are some characters that are attractive. This is just my opinion, my preference, and I don't understand why they just cancel people for having a preference in general. The majority of preferences is always beauty. It's always attractiveness. Now, why did I say that? It means physically, like the way you're seen. There's a reason why I don't show my face. I guarantee you I don't look like that at all. But for any character, the reason why Stellar Blade is doing well, the reason why Bayonetta was famous, the reason why people admired Princess Peach, listen, beautiful women always rule. The same thing with handsome men always rule. Look at Baldur's Gate. Like, handsome and beauty in itself has always ruled, and I'm not a freaking propaganda queen talking about no, beauty is everything. Listen, you can be beautiful on the inside for sure, but you got to understand that people have a preference. We're talking about data. This is data driven. Okay, mostly majority of people would actually choose, a character that is skinny and attractive and also has a young looking face or something. They would choose that over anything else. Okay, and pretty much the people that would choose people that are fat and just to have one arm or something like that, amputees, shouts to them, but also just just not really as you describe beauty as at all. Maybe in the inside, but in the outside, personally to me, I'll be looking the other way. But at the same time, why are they showing this old man, this fat and just has a beard and this an amputee and saying that this is hot? I'm like, are you okay? Because that ain't hot. Okay, for surely that ain't hot. Maybe in the inside, maybe to I don't know his wife or husband. To his kid, not his kids, to his wife, his husband, or whatever this person is married to. But no, I don't see that. And people that are in his position would see that as well. I mean, look at Boogie. He's not amputee, but he's literally almost within that same lookish type or something. I don't know. This is one of those conversations that I know people are gonna cancel me for. I try to calm down when it comes down to preferences, but a lot of times I go over it because there's just people getting canceled because when they, in the old days, people don't understand that, bis like me or lesbians and gays exist. A handsome man is a lot of times that a lot of other men are into, especially if they're gay, but a lot of times it's always chosen to how handsome they are. Or, same thing with a woman. A lot of women are into women knowing how, cute they are. And it's always an interesting conversation to bring up. I always want to bring that up within my LGBT group of just okay, do you find this attractive or not? But of course, I have no one in that circle. But it's always an interesting conversation. Do you find this old man that's probably 40 years older your age or something hot or something like that? Okay, it's just weird. It's why are people fetishizing over people with amputees or something? That's just, I find that weird. I'm not into that, but I do. If I guarantee you, if I met that person, the amputee, him and me will be good friends. I'll be like, yo, I got you. You want anything from the groceries, man? Yeah, I got you. I got you. Okay? Do you need me to help you out or something like that? I can push you over to that side, you know? I was like, oh man, you a good friend. You know, stuff like that. Whatever happened to having like good friends instead of like just looking at them and they're like, effable. I can't cuss, but they're like affable or something like that. You just want everything to be like you want to have like consensual sessions. Listen, I'm trying not to have YouTube ban me. Okay, this is like the closest ever. I should stop. Anyways, moving on quickly to the animation news. We got some stuff here. Apparently, there's like reboots that are gonna be happening, like Jimmy Neutron. There's gonna be a reboot for that, and also a regular show. And it's like, whoa, is this the time for that to come? Because I saw the Jimmy Neutron, like they're remaking it, rebooting it, and it's like, oh, this is pretty unique. I can get with this. And I didn't see the regular show, but yeah, reboots are happening. And Jimmy Neutron, a show that I haven't seen in decades, I'm very curious. There's gonna be some motions. I'm like, oh, yep, I was there. I was there when I saw this big brain kid. That's for sure, man. Those were days. And it would be cool if they were adults, but that's just me. Yeah, other than that, I probably should be out here. It's already almost an hour. One love and a peace. God bless, and I'll see you when I see you. I guess that's it for the news. Yeah, and that whole Hades thing that I talked about, please don't be offended. This is all stuff from Oh No Alex, okay? So be offended with him. Other than that, you probably shouldn't be offended because come on now. From what I know, you guys are tough, okay? Especially these kids nowadays. You tough, okay? We all know you smart, huh? We all know you smarter than me. That's for sure. So there's certain things to get offended. There's certain things that shouldn't have good taste in you. Definitely for me, for sure. But, we're all human. Some of us don't know better. And maybe we can just take that as it is. Other than that, I'll see you.